Hello everybody, welcome back to Tempest Books. I'm Rebecca and today I'm going to give you 5 reasons to read Butcher and the Blackbird. Okay, so Butcher and the Blackbird by Bryn Weaver. Now this is a dark romance comedy about a pair of serial killers. And frankly, it is the funniest thing I've read in ages. I loved it. There was laugh out loud moments. There was quick run to my roommate, read it to them and go, isn't that hilarious? I can't believe it. There were so many good things about this book. It was well and truly a 4.5 star for me. There was only like a small thing that I really had trouble getting past. It annoyed me, and that's what brought the rating down just a little bit, but still, it was an amazing book, and I've got 5 reasons that you should really give it a chance. So reason number 1, there is no killing angst whatsoever. It's like these people are well aware of exactly why they're killing, and they're perfectly happy to do it. So we follow Sloane and Rowan in this book. They are a pair of serial killers. They meet each other when they've essentially both gone to kill the same person and have basically collided in taking the bad guy out. As far as they're concerned, they're doing you a service. They only take out people who they feel deserve to be taken out. So people who've done something wrong, people who are other murderers, people who are abusers, things like that. As far as they're concerned, yeah, they're conducting a public service and you should be thanking them. There is no angst about the fact that they're killing people and that they're doing it brutally. There are signature killing descriptions. There is so much gore in this, and is unapologetic, and I love it. There is just not a single ounce of angst of, oh, we shouldn't be doing this, I have the urge to kill, but I wish I didn't, oh, this goes against my morals, this is what society taught me I shouldn't do. None of that stuff. It is, I am going to take you out, I'm going to do it the messiest way I possibly can, and I'm going to enjoy it. And he's going to think it's awesome too. That is so refreshing for me. I love the lack of angst in that regard. Go and kill all the peoples. Go for your life. Don't worry about it. And in that regard, I loved this book. The second reason that this book was awesome was the humour. It wasn't that, oh my god, cringy humour that you see throughout cinema these days. It was light and it was fun, and it was taking the scene that is set before you and finding the funny thing in it, because they just did not take seriously some of the absolute nuts things that happened. It's like, oh. The humour in this was excellent and I loved it. There was quirky moments, there was take the opportunity to make this awesome quip that landed perfectly moments, there was, oh dude, you just did that, oh you're gonna regret that later, funny moments. It was excellent. I loved the humour. And it wasn't just the humour of the situation that you see as the reader, it was the character's own senses of humour. Like the male character going, man, that lamp is like giving me a really scared look because I'm about to beat a wall through with it. Even the gore had humour to it. There was one moment in the book that actually turned my stomach a little bit, and it wasn't even part of the serial killer gore. It is the only time that I have simultaneously gone, oh god, that's hilarious, along with, oh god, that's gross, oh god, that's funny, and oh yeah, okay, oh boy. And I've never met a book that has been able to simultaneously gross me out and make me laugh. The third awesome point about this book is the dynamic between the two main characters. So they have this competition that runs for years. Once a year, every year they get together and they've got to figure out who a person is. So like there is a killer in this area and it's a serial killer, it's a bad guy. They've got to figure out who it is, and the person who figures it out gets to kill him. And the dynamic between the two is excellent. There is bantering, there is attraction, there is appreciation for each other's skills, and they work well together, they work well in opposites, and it was a dynamic that grew with the book and that was flawless in its flaws. So the one person in the pair would get cranky at the other person, their flaws would like drive them mad, and then eventually they'd come around to go, it is part of the person and I can adapt to it, learn to deal with it and appreciate it. So the dynamic between the two was definitely a high point. I could have lived without the romance angst. So like there was no killing angst and it was excellent, but there was a bit more that I like in the way of actual romance angst. But the dynamic, despite that, was still excellent, which is I think a really big achievement. So the fourth awesome point in this book was actually the main male character. So the main male character, Rowan, was a real study in opposites. So the way that he had of flipping from puppy to predator, just bang like that, was awesome. It's definitely a he falls first and he falls hard kind of romance. He is definitely massive puppy dog vibes in a lot of situations. He is definitely so totally going to have this chick. Eventually she'll catch up with how he feels. And you know, he's waiting, he's patient, he keeps at it. And it is like he's the softer of the pair. And yet when it turns, and when he's got to snap into that other part of him, it just happens, bang like that. And yet it is done so well that you know that it's still a part of him. And it's never a part that is pushed down. It's never a part that is unacknowledged. It is a part of him. It is well and truly the other half of his personality, and the swing to it is just instantaneous and flawless, and I love it. He shows himself, despite the constant, you know, sort of puppy dog energy, that he is as much a killer as her. He can be brutal, he can be harsh, and he will beat that person to death in moments, gleefully, yet with absolute cold certainty. And yeah, just he was definitely my favorite of the characters. The final and best part I've found about this book was the acceptance of family and friends. So their family of the main male character, the one friend of the main female character, they knew what was going on. They knew what these people did, and they were fine. They were accepting of exactly who and how their people were. There was no, you shouldn't be doing this. There was no shaming them. There was no, but can't you resist it? You know, shouldn't you be controlling yourself? None of it. They were happy for them. They helped them not get caught. They facilitated the game. It was like a unique sort of, it was a complete acceptance of just how different someone can be. And we're not just talking, you know, they prefer pink and I like green difference. They're not talking about, I don't like my sibling because, you know, we don't get along. It was, you're a murderer. You're a serial killer. That's okay, you're my brother. I still love you. How's about we, you know, make sure you don't get caught? It's excellent. You don't see that kind of acceptance. There's always that one person in the family of, oh, can't you just not do it? Shouldn't you control yourself? No, none of that here. They love them for it. They love them, not despite it, but because of it. They're all different, and that's fine. And as far as I'm concerned, that's one of the highlights of the book. There is nothing in this book from family that wasn't supportive, that wasn't in their corner, that wasn't, oh my God, you're bleeding all over my carpet. Really? Did you have to? You couldn't have gone onto the kitchen tile first. How much more accepting can you get? That is excellent. So all in all, this has been my favourite book of the year so far. You know, the whole 1 month that we're into the year, either way, still my favourite. And I will be, you know, hoping that I can find things like it. This was excellent. Book 2 is actually coming out this year. I believe it's called Leather and Lark. And so we follow a brother of one of the characters and the friend of the other. So I'm looking forward to that. I can't wait. The art looks really nice. And I will definitely buy it and review it as soon as I can get my grubby little hands on it. So there we go. 5 reasons you should give this a chance. It was excellent. Butcher and the Blackbird, Bryn Weaver. I really hope that someone out there can go, you know what, I loved it as well. It was hilarious. Or you guys can give it a read because of this. Let me know. I'll see you next time.